Alright, guys. I think we're like on day 13. I'm still up. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I was not gonna actually post today. I'm kind of needing a little bit of a media break for a second. Electronic media break for a little bit. More so for the evening, and then just to just trying to use social media and other like online types of platforms and apps just a little more intentionally. I'm going to talk about the readings tomorrow. So for Tuesday, I'll be posting what I would have posted for today, Monday, and what the updated day would be for Tuesday. But yeah, like I just kind of wanted to share a little bit about that experience. Like I'm kind of exchanging social media for music somewhat at the moment, just because I find it healing more than not. And like when my anxiety starts getting high or when my sleep starts getting weird, like I had trouble sleeping last night because I think there was someone with some kind of maybe special needs or some other kind of situation happening, sharing a wall at the hotel last night, and they didn't take a break till about 4 a.m. and maybe it was 30 minutes, not even a whole hour, that they had a break from kind of making some noises. I'm not gonna try to replicate it or explain, but they were kind of making some kind of like verbal, some type of audio kind of noise with their mouth, and I could kind of hear it through the wall. I actually had in earplugs, and I had on white noise that I just turned it on my phone just all the way up, and then I had my head between two pillows and I could still hear it. So it was all night pretty much, and I didn't sleep good, and I was already starting to sleep late after 12:30ish, and so yeah, last night was kind of rough for that reason. I didn't sleep good at all. Then I had breakfast plans, which was great, and then pretty much instead of podcasting on my drive, I decided, since I had a rental car and it had a good stereo system, I was gonna practice some singing because I've kind of missed doing that. So if I sound like I've lost my voice, I definitely have. Between the singing today and the freaking karaoke on Saturday night, and then I think I mentioned before, Saturday night I had a kombucha that I didn't think it through that it has caffeine, and so I was up till 3 a.m. Also probably because I was listening to metal, starting at about 11 p.m. or 11:30 p.m. I started listening to metal, and I didn't stop until like 3 in the morning. So I've been enjoying listening to more music. Just got tickets for another rave for this upcoming weekend on April Fool's Day, and then just gonna be playing more music too this week. Rain is coming Wednesday and Thursday in my area, and that's kind of what I'm deciding to do for this week, kind of replacing a bit of the social media absorption, and just being entertained by it, and trying to get more into some musical stuff. Like, of course, I'm probably going to be using Spotify and YouTube and other apps like that. Like, but and I'm on Instagram a lot, but I'm probably going to be talking to my musical friends more and trying to there's some I didn't finish watching that Ultra Festival from Florida over the weekend, so I want to go back and see what I can watch of that. And I feel like it would just help me, because I tuned in on a Sunday evening before I went to have dinner at my friend's place, and we I came over to her spot and we were just hanging out, and I was listening to, like, basically I tuned in when I tuned in live when Swedish House Mafia was coming on, like right when the MCs were kind of talking about the next performances and stuff. And then I left my friend's house at 9 p.m. and because that, is Eastern time, because it's Florida, the concert was over just then. And so I had listened to some of the concert, just having YouTube in the background on audio while driving. And then I tried to listen on the way back, but it was already over by then. But I had showed my friend some of it while it was still going on. I was like, just check it out for like 5 seconds, because she was asking me what I was doing before I came over. And I was like, I was watching a music festival. And so, and I've got some songs I kind of want to get to, some covers and some other stuff. I'm trying to prepare with my instruments for when I get my Wi-Fi improved. I'm still in the process, but I finally ordered the freaking data sim for Google Fi for my Nighthawk M1 hotspot. So I'm hoping that will be strong enough to run my music software. That the signal will be strong enough, because I only have the signal on like I can only use the software that way, and so like connected to Wi-Fi, because I no longer have my the flash drive that you can use. And even if I did, I don't think I have my old password anymore. But anyways, I don't know, man. It would be so nice to have that. I thought I had it, but I think I threw it away, or it's literally just deeply buried in, like, I've only got like a couple more drawers that I've been slacking on cleaning out, but I do need to clean them out. But if it's not in there, I don't really have it at all. Unless it's in my car somewhere, like stuck under the seat or something. But that's kind of the choice I'm making for this week. I'll still be podcasting, I'll still be posting stuff. I'll probably still be, watching a lot of, content as well. And I'm going to be studying, like, that's online as well. Like, I'm still going to be online a lot. I'm just kind of giving it a break a little bit. Just to have a different experience. I kind of want my head to be in other places, but not in a bad way. Like, it's not totally bad. Like, I'm not really, like, suffering or anything. I can just feel that I kind of liked getting out of town, being in San Diego this weekend, I liked having a different experience, and then kind of to come back home in LA and then go back to the norm. I feel like, when I am in LA, I am quite a bit more musically inspired, but I haven't really been being too creative on that end. And I think, I could be more creative on that end. And I've been enjoying like learning some lyrics and just a lot of different stuff, some upcoming concerts and stuff, and thinking more and more about that. One of my friends might want to go see Metallica in August, so I'm thinking about that, and I'm starting to think about if during the summer, because I know so many musical people, if I could maybe get a couple people that like to sing and play guitar, or do karaoke often. Maybe we could do that more, because I really like to be connected with people through music, and I'm noticing that's kind of something that that I have been missing since I moved from LA. When I was living in San Diego the whole time, I did get out of playing music. Like, I would play it when I first moved there. I played it for like the first 2 years, maybe up to 3 years possibly. When I moved out of that house or apartment, I was at a hotel for maybe like a month, thinking I was just gonna get like an extended stay or move into one of those kind of temporary type studio kind of places, almost like that, and ended up moving into an apartment, in a house, renting a room with people. And then I think I was still playing guitar then. I remember I would park at like parking lots and stuff and record in my car, and I did that for maybe 2 or 3 years, or so, and then I stopped for a while, for maybe like a year and a half or so, and then I never really fully got back into it when I moved back to the last house I was in, and yeah, I never really got fully back into it then. But I just think it would be better for me to focus some of my energy more in those areas, because I still do have some time during this break, and it would be good to kind of brush up on my sight reading skills. Not that I was ever like super skilled with it, but I mean, I want to get back into that, and just like writing. And I'm probably not going to be posting any recordings anytime soon, but I mean, I don't see any reason not to get back into it. Like, I feel like I do have a lot of hobbies that I'm spending a lot of time on the computer, and if I am going to be on the computer, I'd rather be doing something musical or learning or writing musically. Like, I've been writing, but not musically too much. But I do have a lot of stuff I wrote, and I'm going to see if any of that is going to be something that I'd like to use kind of in a musical way or not. Like, I'm more of an instrumental kind of like primarily like rhythm guitar player. And then when I write, it doesn't tend to be like too, like, I'm not really super interested in singing my own original music for any reason. I kind of like to record it, if that makes sense. Like, I like to get to a point where I learn it and can record it, or if I'm just like somewhere by myself playing guitar and singing by myself, I like doing that. But I don't really do it for any other reason usually. So but yeah, it's something that I'm like, I really have like, when I first started this break, the first thing I did was do what I needed to get my guitar and my gear kind of situated. So I have everything I need. It's just, I just haven't been very inspired for months. And I've had a lot going on for months. And just, I'm kind of barely getting to a place where I'm like, okay, I kind of fully understand it better now. Like, all the pieces kind of make a whole lot more sense. But, you know, I don't know, I'd kind of like to just put the energy of it all into music, whether that's just as simple as like dancing or listening to music or going to watch live music or just laying around listening to music. You know, like, I think I kind of need to force myself to do it more, just because I do benefit from it greatly, and I also have been avoiding it, and so, like, not completely, obviously, you guys know I've been going to, like, music festivals and all kinds of stuff, but I mean, it's been just, like, in pockets like that, not, like, part of my usual routine too much. And I do think, you know, I love having music as part of my routine, where I'm listening to music every day, participating in something music related every day. And other than, like, you know, watching certain, like, Instagram creators, content creators, that have, like, little clips where they're, like, more like doing little video shorts and all this kind of stuff, which I love. I mean, I like it, and then they put it to music and stuff. Like, I like some of the exercise ones, the snowboarding ones, some of the LGBT ones, all kinds of, like, dancing ones, you know, like the DJs and all kinds of different stuff. I just love listening to it and watching it. It's very creative, but it's like, it's so short form. I kind of want to just, like, delve into, like, full songs, full albums, full, like, written pieces, not just, like, riffs here and there, or just, like, a thought about, like, you know, like, oh, like, lyrics here and there or something. Yeah, just, it's nice to have, you know, my voice kind of, you know, just, like, worn out. You know, it's nice. Like, I'm not feeling bad, though, about the social media stuff. It's not, like, a bad thing. I just want a switch. I just want to switch the focus of my energy into something a little different, and see how it is. Because I've always liked being in LA, being involved with music, being around in the city, and just looking for music everywhere, you know, like, it is everywhere, like, especially when you can get outside more and when it's not cold, and, yeah, since spring break is coming and stuff, I think there's going to be a lot of, like, small scale beach type of little music, events around town and stuff, so I might try my best to kind of get to some of the local stuff, especially if it's going to be free, or even, like, bands playing at, like, certain bars and stuff, just like the quick and dirty kind of casual, just like, oh, there's some random, like, cover band playing at some random bar that, like, I couldn't care less about the bar or whatever, and just go to, like, listen to live music. Or, you know, like, LA isn't a city where you can't easily find stuff, even free stuff, like, but I don't know, I've heard a lot of the new music. I don't hate it. A lot of it's, like, remixes, though. Like, I don't know, maybe it's just the hits. There's a lot of hits, the chart toppers that are remixes, and it's cool because I like the remixes, but it's kind of like I want to get into something, like, brand new, not, like, old, you know. And even some of the festivals I've gone to, I've really been, enjoying some of the musicians I've come across. And like I think I mentioned before, I really liked Gioli and Asia, and there were a lot of other things I've loved, but and I went to the beach today for a little while. I got my vitamin D in. I'm pretty sure I got vitamin D while I was driving too. The sun was in the 70s today. It's going to be the hottest it was all week, but we're going to get lows of 40s and highs of 60s, whereas before, we were getting highs of like 40s at one point, or 50s maybe it was. I don't remember now. 40 sounds really, really low, actually. But yeah, it's been cold and rainy, and as a Southern Californian, this is like, I don't know how to deal. Like, honestly, I'm just like, what is happening, Like, I know it sounds stupid, but when you're used to having so much sunshine, like, and maybe like 2 or 3 weeks a year like this, where it rains like a few times in the week, and not every single week there's multiple consecutive days of like no sunshine, like that's not normal here. Like, it's not normal at all. It's gotten to the point where, and it's not even like we don't have sun, like we have sun still, I'd say more days than not, but it's gotten to the point where I purposely go outside to get sunshine every day, because I'm like, I think I've definitely been lacking that, and it's not healthy. Because I'm indoors a lot too, and then because the weather's just miserable, like I'm not gonna go out all the time. And I was trying somewhat to conserve a little bit of money, so I'm not like needlessly going out, because gas ain't free, and I don't want to be tempted to buy stuff or eat too much outside the house, because I'm in LA. Like, there's food everywhere, like literally everywhere, like every corner, every light, there's shopping everywhere. Like, I don't want to be just like shopping and buying stuff and using too much gas. Sorry, I'm drinking water from my throat a little bit. Sorry about my crinkly plastic disposable water bottle. Yeah, so that's kind of what I want to enjoy more, and I feel like I think I do feel a lot more connected with people when it's like music. Like, I noticed that like on Saturday, because I'm with a couple close friends and some extended friends and some family of one of those close friends, and we're all together, just a bunch of people. Most of us had never, well, a lot of us, some of us didn't really know each other, but we all get in a room together, like 15 people or something, and we've got a list of songs. I could pull up the list, well, part of the list, because I didn't take a picture, I don't think, of the final list, because people had added more songs from the time I had taken the picture of the screen. But yeah, there was a lot of songs. Let me see. No Doubt. I think it was that I'm Just a Girl song. I don't know if that's the name of it. And then what does it say? Oh, This Love by Maroon 5. And I think it was the song when we started, there's a cumbia Selena song that don't I don't know how to pronounce that. It's blurry. It's a blurry picture. Sorry, that's why I'm like not knowing how to say this. La Car. It looks like La Car. Sasha? That can't be right. It's too blurry. I can't read the letters. Sorry. And then there was one, that Como La Flor song. I think that was the song that all of us were singing. And then Wanna Be by Spice Girls and Bye 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 by NSYNC. And Baby One More Time by Britney Spears. And I Will Survive by Gloria Gaynor. And, those are the ones I took a picture of. Let me see. There's more. There was I Want It That Way by Backstreet Boys. I love the intro to that song. I think the one that I sang was Bye 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 by NSYNC, where I actually had the mic. And then Tearing Up My Heart by NSYNC, and She Will Be Loved by Maroon 5. And I don't remember what What Dreams Are Made Of by Lizzie McGuire. I remember we also did what was it? I'm blanking, but it was so funny. I think we did All the Small Things by Blink-182. The place where we were at didn't have like every song we were looking for, okay? So it's not like some of those, of course, like, don't judge, don't judge. There's nothing wrong with NSYNC and Backstreet Boys and all that. Like, it's fun, And when you think of it, when else can you get a whole group of people together on the same page where it's like you have this one thing in common that we all know these songs, or a lot of us know a lot of these songs, and we're just jamming along to it, and, nobody cares. Like, nothing, there's nothing that matters between, like, people's ages and their genders and any orientations or anything, like, races, language. It's like, there were songs by Selena in Spanish that, we're all trying to sing it. Like, most of the people there were Latino, and there were those of us who were not. And it's like, when else do you get people just, like, together trying to sing different languages and, like, like, just all of us in a room just, like, singing and screaming over the over the microphones and stuff. And, like, we don't take turns. It's like the people have the mics. There's two people have mics, but everybody else in the background is singing as well. And so we all were just singing, enjoying the music, singing a lot of songs, and we enjoyed ourselves, and we all were just kind of like having a good time, and I left a little early. I left around 10-ish, and I feel like there were a lot of other people that were still there, and so I was like, man, like, this is early. I left early, but we had a good time. And so, yeah, like, I was just kind of thinking things through a little bit and kind of feeling like, yeah, I kind of want to change things up. This time coming back to LA, I don't want to just fall back into the same old, like, okay, like, here's my routine, I'm gonna do this and, like, do that, and, like, just kind of sit some lazy days online, just, like, watching YouTube or whatever. Like, I'd rather, even if it's, like, music documentaries, like, watch that kind of stuff. And, like, I just, it makes me feel better, and it makes me feel better than, just, like, mindlessly scrolling Instagram or YouTube, or, like, like just looking for something that's like, oh, let me watch something that's a little bit interesting for a few seconds or a couple minutes and then move on, or just like be really immersed in like a lengthy episode or series. Like I just finished watching that whole Stiesel series by the end of Friday before they took it off Netflix, and so I barely finished it at 11 something p.m. Because luckily I think it only had 9 episodes on the third last season. And so because it only had 9 episodes, instead of, I thought that it had like 12, because I think the other 2 seasons had 12 episodes, but because it only had 9, I was able to finish it before midnight. But yeah, I did spend quite a lot of time last week for 2 or 3 days watching hours back to back of that show. And it's just, I've just been consuming a lot of content lately, and I just want to consume a different type of content maybe. I still want to keep being creative on stuff, but I just want to see how it feels to have my head kind of more immersed into music, because whenever I've had opportunities to do that, or chances, or freedom, or motivation to do it, or just been inspired to do it, it's never been a negative experience. The only time I could say it was negative, and I don't hate Adele, I love Adele, but when I listen to her albums, just like back-to-back songs just for an hour or something, it kind of makes me feel a little down, because it's a lot of like relationship issues type of stuff, and it's kind of like anxiety provoking for me, so I kind of just don't want to listen to it. But I do love her music, and one of my close friends actually introduced me to her music. And that's another thing, while I'm in LA, I do have some people that I can, create some music with a little more easily, because we're a little more closer to each other in distance now than when I'm in San Diego, even though we're still technically far, but like we're about 170 miles closer to each other, even though it still isn't like close with traffic. It can be over an hour. So just to get to one another, unless we meet in the middle, then it's usually like 45 minutes or so max driving in one direction, which is fine, but that's still like there aren't a lot of places in the middle where we like to hang out, so we try to keep it a little I don't know, I'd like to see if some people want to kind of get a little musically involved, and if not, that's fine, but I kind of just would like to try it and see what happens. I don't want to lead anything, I don't want to start a band, I'm not doing any of that, but just casual stuff where people don't have to practice or commit, and just on the fly, if they want to show up, even if it's karaoke, if they just want to show up to sing, we can all just sing together, or go to concerts together and stuff. That's what I've been enjoying, is going to concerts with my friends and stuff. And so, yeah, that's kind of why I'm not gonna post today's video on time. But I hope I'm not being disappointing to anybody, but sometimes I just do random stuff, and this is kind of something I would like to do. I think it's time to just do something a little bit different, because something that brings me joy. So I feel like I haven't been like as immersed in a lot of my creative hobbies, like a little bit, but not too heavily. And I'd rather spend more hours of my day kind of focused on music and stuff. and doing something kind of like actively productive where I can kind of see results quickly. So yeah, I want to do that. I think it'll help my focus too, and my brain fog, and my kind of routine, and you know, I do have a lot of creative energy lately. I just haven't been totally putting it into anything. I've been mostly just, this past weekend I just partied the whole weekend away basically. Well, not really partied hard like that, but I kind of like went out a lot, you know, and it was a good time. And I enjoyed myself, and yeah, I'll get more into the details of things as I progress in what I'm doing, but I kind of need to do something different because it's getting pretty hard to I don't know, like it's getting kind of hard to like not do something kind of different, you know. I'm not too inspired with what I've been doing lately, and I think that's fine, you know, and I think it'll do me some good to switch things up a little bit. I can tell it will, so I'll talk more about it as I start unfolding about my days when I'm still recording. I'll talk more about it, but today I was doing a lot more kind of thinking and little housekeeping kind of stuff, like I said, with my computer and Wi-Fi situations. But for now, that's all I've really got to say, and thanks for listening.